Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Hello, Super Wasp King. How has your week been, Super Wasp King? Hello, Parapluie Fox. Good to see you again, my friend. Thank you again for that donation. Very generous. We do not forget our loyal friends. Sounds good, Super Wasp King. I don't know what that is, but Kennywood sounds good. Hello, Solus. Good to see you, my friend. How goes your week, Lloyd? Sure, I'll post the website link if you want, my friend. Oh, damn. Very sorry to hear that, Lloyd. As have I been, and everyone else with us, I assume. We don't care about them, though. You can't hear them. Well, that sucks. Five minutes, boys. Get hyped. Happy day with Encounter RP. After a bender. That's why we're here, my friend. Food of the day, for those interested, is an apple turnover. I repeat, food of the day is apple turnover. Thank you. Drink of the day is plain old H2O. To wash down that apple. Or milk. Not really a milkman. Or woman. Beer. I don't really drink too much beer. More on the vodka side of things. And cider. Cider over beer, vodka over cider. James is drinking glitterberry drink, so I don't know what that is, but he seems very happy with it. I've been informed they're J2Os. I did not forget your name, Zachary. Fear not, I remember all. I see. Sounds fun. Hello, and welcome once again to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I am your Dungeon Master and host for tonight's show. This is episode 5 of the Broken Kingdom, and I have once again with me my players. Would you guys like to go around and quickly remind us who you're playing today? So James.
If I unmute myself, I am James. I'll be playing at Roland, the half-orc paladin today.
And Beth.
Hi, I'm playing Kaylin, the elf sorceress, who's come back from the dead and now only owns 45% of her soul.
And Josh. You're muted, Josh. Well done.
Hi, my name is Josh. I will be playing Kai, the half-elf, who is possessed by a demon.
What class is he?
He's a warlock.
Thank you, Josh.
There we go. And so today's summary of the last episode.
Yes. So last episode, was many an adventure. We got away from the camp after we nearly got torn up last time, and ran into, unfortunately, after a little bit of a rest, a patrol of people who turned out to be the Clandestine, who are a group of anti-mage, anti-everyone who's not human, generally bad people. We were ultimately defeated through a combination of cowardice and me forgetting some of my class abilities, and Kaylin died. Kai and Roland ended up in prison. Moldark, Josh's demon friend, brought Kaylin back to life, but at a very heavy price. She freed us. We went down a sewer. I jumped and nearly, effectively broke my legs. And then we ended up in the city of Cogdaroom, where we've just had a bath and made friends with the captain of the guard, who I can't remember what his name is.
His name is Captain Crag.
He has herbal brew, and that's what I'm concerned with.
Indeed. Yeah, that seems about pretty much it there. Of course, Kaylin now has somewhat less of a soul, and Kai is missing his arcane focus, his ring, and Roland is missing his pendant. So
Pendant's got a grandiose term for a
Yes,
piece of
true.
string with teeth on it.
Yes. Some quick updates before we get into the game. We are trying to raise enough money to get a website. We are very close there, only £8 away from your generous donations from being able to get our website and having a lot of cool stuff that we can do and have with you guys over there. And hello, Keldor. What other things do there need to be updated? I think that's pretty much it. Once again, Ted will hopefully be back at some point in the near future. But until then, it's us guys. So, last we left off, you guys had just been having a bath in Cogdaroom, as one often finds themselves doing. So you guys have just gotten out and you're all clean again.
It's refreshing.
Indeed.
Yes, Roland, I suppose, is standing by the edge of the pool, and he's putting his armor back on.
Okay, what are Kai and Caitlin doing?
Kaylin is waiting till Kai and Roland leave so she can get changed.
Kai
Excellent.
is just... Kai gets dressed, doesn't pay any attention to anyone. Notice that there's now the smell of, floral soap. And he doesn't like it.
Roland leaves and waits outside, seeing us. Yes.
I also leave.
In that case, Kaylin gets changed.
Okay.
And out of the bath and dry and leaves.
Okay, you guys are outside. There is Captain Crag, who is there, who is also partaking in a cup of herbal brew at this point.
Does he give me herbal brew?
I believe at this point you already have some.
Yes. Oh yeah, he gave me herbal brew.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah,
I consume.
yes, he says, "Hey, feeling better?"
Yes, I am. Thank you.
He looks at the three of you and kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "Well, what are you all doing here?"
Well, it's a very, very long story, my good man. one that I will try to condense as best I can. But first, why are the clandestine besieging Cogdaroom?
He looks exasperated and looks out to the battlements where a few solitary dwarf warriors are manning, looking over the sea of tents outside Cogdaroom, and he says, well, seems they blame us for what's going on.
Oh, the vulture demon extravaganza? Yes,
Aye.
that seems like a fitting term. Well, as you asked, we were hoping to obtain the use of an airship.
An airship? Why?
We are going to try and head on an expedition to Brasso, Sky City.
Well, you're brave or dumb?
Well, I shall go with the former.
He nods at that. Hello, Harkin, my friend. And says, well, best talk to Fodek.
Yes. And where could we find this Thodek?
He points to where one of the gigantic cogs in the city is rotating around. There's like a tower nearby, and he points to the top of it and says, you'll find him there.
Thank you. We shall, I'm sure, rendezvous at a later point. He gives a curt nod and trying to look as noble and important as possible. Not in like an offensive way, just in a kind of slightly
You're
proud.
much taller than him, so you pull it off.
I'm like twice the size of all these people. 6'8". Yeah, I say come then, everybody, and yes, head towards the indicated cog.
Okay.
Kai follows.
So does Kaylin.
Okay. So you guys, as you get closer to this gigantic cog, you see the steam coming off of it. You feel the heat from it, and you hear the grinding gears. No idea exactly what its purpose is, but it's doing something. It would seem like there's a dwarf outside this tower nearby, and he looks like he's on guard. He looks at you as you come by.
Yeah. Does he like go to stop us? Or?
No, he's looking at you.
Cool. I give him kind of a polite nod and wander on past.
Okay, he lets you through. As you come inside, it's like a series of staircases leading upwards to higher levels. On each level, there's a room with several dwarves working on bits of. They're basically in workshops on each level, building different things. You see lots of metallic bits going on. You see what looks like a blacksmith hammering in stuff with runes on it. And as you come up to, unless you stop at any of these levels.
I'm running on the. Well, Roland's running on the assumption that he'll be at the top because that's where the most important guy will be.
Yeah. So as you come to the top, you feel the crisp air of Cogdaroom, and at the top there is what appears to be an airship. It is made entirely out of metal. There is no outer balloon made of whatever balloons are made out of in such zeppelins and stuff.
Canvas.
Yes, yes, I would assume so. It's made entirely out of metal, and there are dwarves tinkering all over it. And there is one dwarf with incredibly white hair who looks quite old, and he has like a shock of hair. His hair is literally standing up on end, like a surprised cat. And he kind of looks to you as you come up. He's quite an old dwarf. He's wearing goggles on his eyes, and as he takes them off, his face is clearly covered in ash, and all but his eyes are blackened by soot And he's wearing big gloves, and he has several hammers in and around, well, on and around his body. not in his body.
That's probably for the best.
Yes, quite possibly.
Cool. Is he like? Does he seem approachable, or do we have to like stand and wait?
He looks up at you and then carries on hammering.
I kind of stand there, and then he kind of goes, and then like looks around as if it wasn't him, and then looks to the dwarf to see if he's got his attention.
No, he's possibly deaf due to the hammering, which he's vigorously performing upon this machine.
And
Excuse me!
He stops hammering for a moment.
I turn to Roland and just sort of say, "You've got the floor."
Are you Thorek, my good man?
Yes, who are you?
My name
tall.
is. Thank you. You are very stout. My name is Roland, and this is kind Kalen. We were told that you were the man to talk to about an airship.
Yes, yes. Look at it, magnificent. He starts hammering again.
Is this the only one?
He's hammering. He can't hear you.
I kind of stand a little closer, so it's like obvious I'm still there.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. What?
Is this the only airship?
No. There's lots. This is the best one.
I'm sure it is, of course. How would we go about obtaining one of these airships?
By obtaining, just to clarify, he means obtaining passage on one, not the whole fucking ship.
Roland says,
This
And
machine is meant to lead them, those dwarfs, who were left in the city, to refuge away from the whoever's outside trying to bang on our doors. Who is it now?
the clandestine.
Yes. The Clint. Yes.
Where is this refuge of which you speak?
I have no idea. I'm just meant to build a ship.
Well, what about one of the smaller ones?
Depends where you want to take it.
Brasso.
He takes off his goggles and has eyes wide. What did you say?
We want to take an airship to Brasso.
Well, why didn't you say so? It's my life's goal. Well, I mean, slightly against the what the other dwarves want. Crag wouldn't be happy, but I mean, we could just tell him that. Yes, we tell him that we're going somewhere safe, and then we fly upwards directly into the sun and Brasso, and he'll never know. He'll never know. He starts hammering again furiously. You can probably surmise that he's somewhat addled.
Crazy?
Yeah.
Josh or Beth, whichever one of you has got your phone close
My
to.
phone's turned off, so.
Josh, that'll be you then. Can you use your phone off?
My phone's on charge over the other side of the room.
Are you able to turn it off, please? Because we're getting feedback repeatedly, such as right now.
I'm not
Okay.
hearing it, but
I
maybe it's
am.
me. I don't know.
I'm not hearing it either, so.
I can't hear it.
Stream, can we hear feedback? Or have I lost my mind entirely? Anyway,
Lost your
continuing
mind
while
entirely.
while chat catches up with real time.
Yes. Yeah, he starts hammering again. All the harder.
What is that a yes then? Can we take an airship up there?
I mean, we can try. It's never been done before, you see, or that's the only thing.
What would you need us to do? Why haven't you already tried?
Oh, I have. It's just every crewlet I've sent so far is, well, the ship hasn't come back.
Maybe they stayed there because it's really nice.
Oh no, I saw them crash and burn.
I'm trying to be optimistic here.
This is not ideal.
What elf concept is this?
It's when you look on the bright side of life.
It's alright, I don't get it either.
That's because you're a pessimistic sod.
I honestly don't
I
know
don't
what
know.
any of you are talking
Don't
about.
look at me. Look,
Anyway, back to
all I
talking
know
about
is she
my
has lots
ship.
of fancy ways.
What's the best thing we can do to ensure that it doesn't explode and kill us all?
Well, this is the Mark F version. It's highly optimized. Strong outer shell. Resistant
As
to
in,
attacks.
there's
it'll fly.
5 ships that have failed.
Oh, this is just in the third series. There's been something around 17 ships.
And none of them have made it.
Correct. Although, in all probability, this one will.
How many times have you said that before?
17 times.
What makes this
And-
one special?
Well, let me show you. Come on. He motions you all to come on board.
Roland
I go.
gingerly steps on board.
Yeah.
Kaylin doesn't because she's scared the thing's gonna just blow up.
Thank you, Joe.
Kai's the first one to follow.
Okay. Welcome to the adventure, Joe. Good to see you, my friend. So yeah, he bids you come aboard. As you come in, it's very narrow corridors. There's kind of grease and oil everywhere, and it looks like everything has been, the metal has been rusted, but just kind of painted over. Because there are several dwarves just painting over stuff, and one might assume from the twisted bits of metal which are in some parts of the ship, like it may have been made out of previous parts of fallen airships.
Oh my.
And as you come to the front, there's essentially there's a great big wheel, which and several gears and pullers and levies and different clocks showing different things and gauges and whistles and bells all over it. None of which you can really comprehend. But yeah, he says, "Look, my finest work yet."
That doesn't answer the question, though, my good man. What makes this one less likely to explode?
Yes. He kind of goes off down a side corridor down to the what essentially looks like the engine room, and
Yeah.
down there is it gets very warm as you go down, and there's a blue light emanates, and you can see that there appears to be like some kind of gem or crystal in this, and it is pulsing blue, and it looks to be connected to all sorts of cogs and levers and stuff. And he says, "Look."
What does it do?
Well, it powers everything. How to put this in orc terms?
Half orc.
It's if you hit it, it might not blow up.
Roland kind of very gently taps it.
It doesn't blow up. It feels very warm.
Good.
See,
Good.
foolproof.
Well, I'm convinced it's not like we have a better option.
And if we're going there with you, I will come myself. An extra guarantee. And if it blows up, then, well, I've tried enough times.
Yes. How many others will we take with us?
A skeleton crew. Most of my engineers are elsewhere.
Well, yep. I'm convinced. When do we lift off? When do we go?
As soon as this is all ready, I expect by tomorrow I can have everything done.
Excellent. In that case, we shall return tomorrow at dawn.
Oh, and you better not tell Captain Crag.
We shall, not a word shall pass my lips. Isn't that right? For you as well, Kai. And Roland gives him a... Tell no one, look.
Kai is too busy staring at this the sort of bodge job of a ship. So it's like, I suppose I should find some small comfort in this ship as being made out of all the bits that didn't actually fall apart from all the other broken ships.
Yes, just so. An engineer at your heart, I see.
Kai nods, as if like this is absolutely like got my masters and everything, mate.
Well, come on, let's go assure the elf of its safety. He leads you outside where Kaylin, I presume you're still waiting?
Yeah, I'm kind of
Although he does.
tapping the outside of the ship to make sure it doesn't fall apart.
Yeah, it hasn't fallen apart yet.
Was surviving.
Yes.
Josh, you've unplugged your headset, I think.
There you go. Anyway, he says, well, tell the elf all is well.
It looks like it probably maybe won't blow up. It's the best option we have.
You can't seriously be thinking about getting in this thing, can you?
Do
And
you
she
have a better
hits it
idea?
with her staff. There must be another way.
Well, maybe if you keep flapping your gums like that, you'll actually take off and you can carry us all there. Until then, I'm gonna get some sleep.
Complete arse, you know that, right?
Kai
Yes.
just assumes you said that to Roland.
He's not listening.
Josh, you've unplugged your headset again.
There you go.
Yes, so I see what... Yeah, we're all good. What time of day is it?
Got when you came in. Probably about the afternoon, early afternoon.
Okay. I would be aware that dwarves are fine craftsmen, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
In that case,
Were fine craftsmen.
is it are or is it were, Will?
Certainly were. Whether or not they still are, you probably have no idea.
Cool. I'm going to go and look for a marketplace.
Okay.
And Kaylin's going to try and find a bar somewhere.
Aha. And Kai, you're going to sleep, are you? I can't hear you, Josh.
Kai is going to find someone who can point him in the direction of lodgings.
Okay. So as you guys head down the tower, Captain Crag is there and waiting for you. And he says, "Hey, how'd it go then?"
Yes, very well. We're convening on the morrow
To do what?
to discuss fares and which ship we can take and the like.
Hey, well, you can't take the new one.
Kai nods and says, and which one's the new one?
The one up there.
Is that, does he point to the one that
Yeah,
is
yeah,
in the direction of the one? Yeah. So, I say, yeah, he was working on that when we were up there. Is that new? I mean, it looks like it's kind of, I mean, no offense, but it looks like a lot of
it's
old
new.
ones put together.
It's new.
Okay.
So get all the women and children out.
Where would they be taken?
He kind of shakes his head there. Can't tell you.
I understand.
Is that because you don't know, or you actually can't tell us?
The latter.
Kai just face bombs.
Kaylin's face drops slightly and she starts walking away.
She starts
In the
walking
direction of a-
backwards, and your mouth opens very oddly, and you start speaking without entirely wanting to, and it sounds rather odd. it sounds like you, but like you're not speaking properly, and you say, "We're taking the one up there." In always. And Craig kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "What?"
Are we?
No, we're not. She kind of mutters under her breath. Shut the fuck up.
Kai just looks at Craig and says, "You'll have to forgive my friend. She's not all there, if you know what I mean."
She took a terrible, terrible blow getting out of the prison. Jumped down the shaft without a ladder.
Give me a deception test.
Cool.
Which one of us?
Well, me.
Well, one of you can
Imagine-
one of you can roll and one can assist.
I'll roll.
Yeah, my charisma is 7.
Yeah, +2.
I'll roll mine. It's skills deception. Did that roll? That did not roll.
Yes, it did.
Did it?
Yep, you rolled a 24 plus 2 makes it a 26.
Craig kind of nods glumly and looks apologetically towards Kaylin and says, I'm sorry. And he looks at Kaylin as he says that.
If
I turn to Kaylin and I just go, "It's going to be okay. You're safe now."
She punches him.
She doesn't.
while they're bickering,
No, Kaylin wants to punch Kai.
okay.
Kai is doing her head in. What should I roll?
Just a strength test for
Just off a cliff.
Just roll a d20 and add your athletics bonus.
It's not. It's just
no,
a
your
flat
thingy
strength
bonus.
bonus.
Yeah, strength bonus.
What's this?
She's trying to hit you.
Oh, okay.
You talked shit, so now you get hit.
Yep.
I've never seen someone take so long to turn.
15.
Does that beat your armor class, Kai?
It is my armor class 15.
Yeah, and it hits.
Cool.
You
You
get
take-
punched.
1
A
damage.
d4 damage.
Fine.
1d4 for fist, is it?
Yeah. For an improvised weapon.
Which there's a straight up fist stat line.
Just
Yeah.
take a
Do you want me to roll d4 for damage as
Yeah,
well?
it's roll.
I don't know. Don't know if Will's in the I don't care boat.
Yes. Along with everyone else.
1.
You do. Take 1 damage.
Oh dear, what a terrible bonanza. Anyway, while this is going on, Roland says to Captain Crag, "It's all right to to make it up to us. I don't suppose you could tell me where I could find maybe some slightly more exquisite equipment."
He says, I'm afraid they're not sold to non-dwarves.
Why not, my good man? That's just as bad as the clandestine. You can't treat someone differently just because they're 6'8" and slightly grey-skinned.
He says, the secret needs to remain with us for now.
Mm.
Anyway, there's not much going. Most are dead.
Very well. I suppose I shall go and try and find myself lodgings for the night then.
Aye, there's plenty of taverns.
I shall look into it. Well, good evening.
Aye. He nods as you go.
Roland heads off to look around for more airships.
Okay. So, Kaylin and Kai, after your brief...
Kai doesn't even react to that. I don't. Don't give a shit and just. I'm going to go wander. Actually, no, we'll speak to Crag real quick and just say, I was wondering if you had any accommodation, just for possibly one night, maybe two.
He says, "Hey, like I see, plenty of taverns round."
Could you point me in the direction of the least rowdy one?
He nods and kind of points down the street. At the end, you see a tavern.
Thank you very much.
Hey.
And Kai just turns and looks at Kaelin and then wanders off.
Okay.
And Kaelin follows.
I take it I notice.
Alcohol.
I take it I notice the tavern that they go to just for convenience's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I glance back and see that happen. Continue with my hunt.
Okay. So Kai and Kaelin enter a tavern. It's pretty quiet. There are a couple of old dwarves drinking at the bar, despite the time of day. Looks like they possibly are always drinking. But there's a stout little dwarf with a ginger beard at the bar. Looks like the innkeep.
Kaelin turns to
Ah.
Kai and says, "What are you drinking?"
Kai says, be very difficult for me to drink while I was asleep, and goes over to the innkeep.
You
Yeah.
try to make friends in this world.
He. Yes, I know exactly how you feel.
Oh, bugger off.
With pleasure. The innkeep looks at you, Kai, as is everyone else looking at the two of you, seeing as you're incredibly tall for this place. In fact, you have to duck slightly so your head doesn't hit the ceilings. At certain points, so like beams and stuff going overhead. The innkeeper looks at you and says, "Hey, what do you want?"
Kai says, lodgings for one, just for a night.
Hey, 1 gold.
1 gold, bloody hell. I'm just trying to think. I can't remember where my...
Hello, Swordnard. Good to see you again, my
Be
friend.
in your
Cool.
inventory.
Yeah, got it. Cool, I will pay the 1 gold. And just, Oh, actually, no, actually beforehand, I say, I don't suppose you cater to someone of my unfortunate size, do you?
He shakes his head. No.
Well, it's mighty kind of you to. Anyway, and which way would I go to my room?
He points up a flight of stairs.
Cool. Thank you very much.
And you? He says, looking at the elf. Kaelin.
She's like, I'm gonna need a room too, but I need a drink first.
Hey, what do you have?
Pint of your good stuff. She
Yeah.
looks, because she's actually got no idea what any of the shit on the shelf is.
Yeah, he kind of realises this and just goes and pours out a tankard of something hoppy.
Hoppy.
It's hoppy.
Cute, terrible rabbit joke.
Just out of curiosity, is it hoppy hour?
Wow.
No, go back to bed.
Kai retreats. Kai drops the mic.
Yeah, so he gives you a drink, Kaelin, and says, "So what you doing here? Don't get many of your folk here."
Travelling.
Aye. Where?
Here. Just here, there, everywhere.
All black and brown, covered in hair.
Right. He goes back to serving some other patrons, seeing that
Right,
conversation
also
is
that.
not on the cards. So, Roland, you are looking for airships.
I'm looking specifically for a non-reliable, very expendable-looking airship. I would probably just start walking around. I might ask a passing guard. I might strike up a conversation with a passing guard and be like,
Sure.
Yeah, just I want to find out who's the least reliable engineer when it comes to building airships.
Okay. So yeah, you stop a guard who's walking by.
So, yeah, excuse me there, my good man.
Yeah.
I was well, to cut to the chase, I'm looking to obtain myself a very expendable airship. I wanted to know who the least reliable man to get one from was, and well, potentially purchase or trade it off of him.
Ah, that would be Fodek.
Ah, are there other airship engineers?
Yeah, not anymore.
Just him.
They didn't come back.
Ah, from the flights up to Brasso.
Hey, yeah.
Well, as is to be expected.
Fodek's now chief engineer.
Does he sound pleased with this?
He no. He looks kind of pityingly as he realizes that you want to get on an airship.
Well, thank you, my good man. Have a good evening.
Hey, he walks on his way.
I go back to Tholek.
Okay, so you go up the tower to find him working away at what was the power core room. It's very warm in here. He looks up. Yes?
How are you? How are you, Thodek?
Good, good, good. Just working on the main core.
Captain Cragg seems to think that this airship is being used for the evacuation of civilians.
Yes, 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 it was. Until you came along, now we're going to Brasso. Far more exciting.
Could we not take a different airship to Brasso?
No. That
save
simply won't do. No. Firstly, none are in good enough condition to do it, and secondly, well, I don't think any of them have the power to get there, judging by my previous calculations, all of which failed.
Hmm. Would there, why are you not using the airships to attack the soldiers outside the walls?
He says, yes, I believe some of them tried that. Had some success for a while, and then they started shooting them down and grappling on and such, and, well, to be honest, I don't think they have the manpower. Mostly, we just want to get women and children safe. They can't get through the walls. So
why not?
They're going to starve us out, by the looks of it.
Why not use an airship to get food into the city?
That's a good idea.
And you haven't tried it?
I'm not in charge of airship. I am in charge of airships, but mostly just building them. Anyway, they're fine on food.
What about well, what about flying the? You said there's lots of airships. Why don't you just fly them directly into the enemy? Crush their tents, run them over.
Some of this work has been the work of lifetimes, you see. Yeah, I think for the moment we'll be fine. Hello, Garamond. Greetings, man. He doesn't seem overly interested in talking about anything other than airships.
Okay.
Other than
I say, do you mind if I go and have a look at some of the other airships?
Well, yes, you may, I guess.
Thank you. I go off and have a. I take it. Are they like on like an air dock type thing?
There's some of them are being built on different levels, and then there seems to be some kind of like I say, dock harbour thing for airships. All of them. There's probably about 10 of them here. All of them look to be smaller. Firstly, smaller than the main one, and in worse repair. Well, there are some dwarves working on them.
I would say, are there any that are unattended?
Sure.
Cool. I want to go and get on one that's unattended.
Okay.
And essentially figure out how it works, how you steer the thing.
Okay. You're gonna have to give me an Arcana check.
Arcana?
Yep.
Bloody hell.
Oh, Gargamon, sorry, not Garamond.
12.
A 12. As far as you can make out, it's got something to do with the wheel.
Mm.
And other than that, you're looking for an on, like the equivalent of an on button or some kind of way to activate everything, and you have no idea.
Cool. I'm going to go back to Thodek and
Okay.
how do you actually steer one of these things, Thodek?
Oh, don't worry, I'll be doing all that.
What if
I'll take
what
the
if
helm.
what if something happens to you though?
Well, if something happens to me, we're probably all doomed. Takes years of practice to be able to pilot these, and trust me, I'm an expert.
Is there some sort of book I can borrow? Just for academic reasons, of course.
Do you read Dwarvish?
I don't know. Let me check my character sheet. No, I do not speak Dwarven.
Okay.
Do you have one in common?
No.
Hmm. Surely you can just tell me the basics.
He looks up and says, honestly, it does take years of training. It's not something one can learn overnight. It's like, training to be a warrior. You would understand that, seeing as you're an orc. You can't simply...
Half-orc.
Can't simply come out of your orc mother's womb and start to fight people. You have to have training and practice and all sorts.
Now, first of all, I'm a half-orc. Secondly, my mother was a human. And thirdly, if we're going to be on this airship with you, and something happens to you, I will not just stand idly by and explode.
No, that's why we have the
Can I do that
exit.
I do that as an intimidate and kind of loom over him as I'm doing that?
Yeah, if you want.
Oh dear. That's a 5.
That's a fun,
I'm the least intimidating 6'8" half-orc.
he just doesn't care.
You stumble as you try to loom over him, and he has to catch you.
He's like, well, don't get on the ship then, but I'm going to Brasso.
Ugh. I say, well, okay, yes. And I head to the tavern where the other two are.
Okay. Kaelin, are you still at the bar?
Yes.
Okay, as you walk in, Roland, you see Kaelin drinking away from the other dwarf patrons.
Cool. Roland approaches her and says,
You have to, like, completely crane your neck to get in this place.
Walk on all fours.
yeah, I go over to Kaelin and say, we need a meeting. Is Kai around?
Kai went to bed, but we can't seriously be thinking of taking that ship, can we?
That's exactly what we need to talk about. Let's go. Come with me now. Yeah. And Roland briskly.
Will, is there a lock on my
upstairs.
door?
Sure.
My
I
door
knock.
is very locked.
I knock on the door.
I am not awake.
I knock very loudly on the door.
I am really not awake.
Kaelin calls Moldark.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yes.
He's like,
Any chance you can wake Kai up for us?
Oh no, he's sleeping
It's kind of
right now.
important.
He's sleeping right now, I'm afraid.
There
It's
must
very-
be some way you can wake him up.
It's very
Roland,
nice in here.
Roland goes downstairs and asks the barkeep how much a door costs in these parts.
He says, what?
If I were in the market for purchasing a door, how much would one cost?
He shrugs his shoulders. 20 gold.
No, that's not worth it at all. And Roland goes upstairs. Roland goes upstairs and says to Kaelin, "Well, I've been looking at alternatives. There's a couple of unattended airships up there. Perhaps we could steal one of those overnight. I take it there's no one else in this corridor. We're not like Crag's just round the corner. Hello.
Hello! No, you're alone.
Cool. So, yeah.
You're all just standing around Crag's water cooler, just chatting.
Actually, in his house. This is Crag's tavern. Everyone in here is Crag. No, I say, perhaps we should steal one of those. For a start, I'd rather have one of us piloting an airship, even with no experience, than that madman.
Do you even know how to start one?
No, I thought we could work that one out. It can't be that hard. I
So
imagine.
by the time we've like got in the ship and figured out how to start it, what's to say that someone won't have realised that we're trying to steal a ship and Crag's on our ass?
Well, would you rather explode in a fiery abyss?
Kai opens the door.
Excellent,
Oh,
Kai.
so he is awake.
Right then.
It sounds like you're talking utter shite out here. Maybe you'd like to talk utter shite in my room, and then I can go back to sleep.
Excellent.
Kaelin walks in.
As we're walking in, I say, right, I feel like we need to steal an airship rather than crash.
Oh no, don't worry.
crash
I overheard the tail end of your conversation
Ah,
through the
good.
door. It was fantastic. So basically, instead of exploding by someone else's hands, you want to do the exploding yourself. Brilliant.
Yes. Only we're all sane, as far as I can tell, whereas that little old dwarf... nice as
We're
he may
all
be,
sane. We are all semi-possessed by the Raven Queen or by Moldark. We're
both.
bartering with our souls. Or both. She's dead. I've had
Was
a
dead.
demon in my brain since birth. And you are a... I don't even know what you... I don't know what your deal is, but quite clearly you've got issues.
That's very rude
I'm
of
up
you,
for it.
Very rude of you, little man.
Our best
No,
chance.
by all means, I'm up for it.
Our best chance to get to Brasso
Sorry,
is
is it apparent whether Kai is joking or not?
Oh no,
Or is-
Kai is dead serious.
Good. Kaelin, you were saying?
our best chance to get to Brasso alive is with the crazy man in the big ship.
I don't think that sentence makes sense if you listen to it again.
None of us have ever flown an airship before. He, though possibly not successfully, has. He's got a heck of a lot more experience together.
Weren't you all against the idea of stealing the only escape route for the women and children?
And yes, that's where I'm going with this. We need to talk to Crag and possibly show him that getting everyone out isn't the best idea.
What do you mean getting everybody out isn't the best idea?
How many other airships did you see?
It was about a dozen, maybe?
How much damage could a dozen airships do to an army that size?
Not very much. They've already tried it. It didn't really work.
Okay, how about this? I've got a much better idea. How about instead of we take this ship or whatever, we go tell Crag. Crag fires this crazy bastard or has him put to death. The refugees still get to escape if and when they need to, and Crag rewards us by saying, hey, you know what, maybe you should take one of the smaller airships, and we all jolly well danced our way up to wherever the fuck we're going, because
One
I've
of
lost
the
track right now.
smaller green airships isn't going to make it. Didn't you hear what he said?
He's also a
pretty
crazy man.
Pretty sure we weren't actually there for that part of the conversation, but yes.
No,
I'm-
it was inside when we were outside. He was talking about how many flights have failed.
I'm with Kai on this one. Let's go find Crag. And Roland heads off to find
Guy
Crag.
looks at you and he's sort of like, what now?
Well,
Is-
there's a big kind of not time bomb that doesn't exist. There's a big damage over time spell waiting for us outside the walls. I feel like it kind of puts the pressure on us. Besides, we can sleep when we're flying the rickety, exploding death ship.
Okay, I want to go
Why-
and find. I want to go. I'm just gonna walk off. I'm gonna leave
Yeah,
you guys.
I'm- no,
if
I'm-
you want to
if-
pick it,
if-
you can leave.
I'm literally. Wait, are you going back to bed or are you going to find Crag?
I'm going back to. No, I'm going to find Crag.
Cool, yeah, I'm with you.
And Kaelin's just kind of running behind. So why don't we take the refugees with us?
That's a terrible idea.
It's better than all of us dying and then them all dying as well.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Right. So far, we've had how many? What? 3 fights together. Well, I've had more than that, but with us all present, we've had about 3 fights together. And so far, you've died. I've nearly died twice, and we all nearly got imprisoned and died.
And who
Yeah,
did
but
we
sure,
listen
we'll
to
just
when all
trust
of that
them.
happened?
What do you mean?
When I died and you nearly died, and the time before that, who was it that told us what to do? Whose lead were we following?
I'm saying if it comes down to a fight, which we are almost uncertainly going towards, do you really think we're going to be able to protect all of these refugees? We can't even fucking protect the three of us. Roland, open your fucking mouth, and I swear to God, I will lightning you so hard in the bollocks you will never have kids.
Roland just opens his mouth and then winks at Kai. Have we reached Craig's place yet?
Yes.
We're
Yes.
just
Have we reached-
bickering
have
on
we
the way.
reached- Yeah, have we reached the guardhouse?
Yeah,
still?
sure.
Cool. I knock on the door.
There's no response at first. And then
Kai knocks on the door.
Kai knocks on the door, and after much kind of grumbling from within, Captain Craig opens the door. Hey,
Sorry to bother you, Captain Crag. Can we come in? It's terribly important.
hey, go on then. Come in. Some brew?
Oh, you know me too well already.
Captain Crag, I wanted to talk to you about these refugees.
Hey, go on.
Well, as I understand it, you've got that big ship up there reserved for emergency evacuation of them.
Hey,
So, if that ship wasn't around, you couldn't evacuate any of them? Or you'd have to use the smaller ones?
hey.
And, I mean, could you make a long distance with so many people on if you had a smaller airship?
Sorry, ask me that again.
Basically, if you had all of these refugees to evacuate and you didn't have the larger ship, could you do it with the fleet of the smaller ones?
He says, hey, it'd take a lot of time.
And probably a lot of people would die. Right, then I have absolutely no qualms in telling you that whoever the fuck your crazy mechanic is, and I might get, Jesus Christ, man, the guy's quite clearly insane. I mean, he's worse than Kalen.
Aye,
But-
aye.
He's essentially just... Kalen, shut your fucking mouth. Anyway,
Aye, keep calm.
he's just...
Roland's sitting in the corner on a tiny little chair, just.
Yes. Essentially, we went up to talk to him to basically say that we needed an airship, as you well know. The airship, he's said that he will take us to where we need to go, is, well, the big one. The one that you're using for the refugees. He's essentially saying that he will screw off your evacuation attempts and he'll just lend it to us. In fact, he's happy to just run a skeleton crew and not tell you anything about it. And I feel slightly guilty about the fact that he's trying to undercut you like that. And maybe he thought that if I told you about it, you might be able to help us out.
Hey, he doesn't surprise me. He's done it before. He says, kind of scratches his beard. Says, only thing is, he's the only one that knows how to fly the damn things.
He did say he has a book in Dwarvish on how to fly a ship.
Aye, it takes years though.
Well, desperate times. If you if you can if you can get someone to read the book to me or translate it into Common or Orcish, I'd gladly have an attempt at. Well, I'd gladly volunteer to fly the thing.
And kill us all in the process.
I don't find your sarcasm quite acceptable, young lady.
It wasn't sarcasm.
Yes, well, at least I'm not dead. Yes,
She elbows him in the ribs.
I'm wearing splint mail and I'm 6.
And I was about to
don't
say,
care.
probably hurts herself in the process. But hey, you know.
Take D20 damage.
Just explode.
Yeah. He says, hey, and take a little one.
Wait, what did he?
He says, you want to take a little one?
Yes.
Well,
Ideally.
considering the only people that need to get up there are the three of us,
Aye.
and you've got refugees to think about.
Aye, that I do. Well,
So what I'm saying is, you keep this bastard around, because clearly he's the only person who can fly whatever, and You make sure you keep him under your thumb, and in exchange for us ratting him out like this and making sure that your refugees don't end up all strung high, you translate this book for us, and we'll try our hand at flying this thing ourselves. One of the smaller ones.
Hey, deal. Well,
Roland.
I'll bring you the book in the morning.
Thank you. We're staying at the name the tavern, Will.
I'm staying at the tavern that you pointed out.
Hey, good. Well, and if that's all,
Kai teleports back to his bed.
Good night. Roland actually goes, like, will anyone try and stop him if he goes and sleeps on the airship, like the big one?
yes, you would. So if you go and attempt to just go and fall asleep on. Firstly, you can't find that there is not one single comfortable space on this.
Oh,
on
cool. No,
this
I
airship.
thought it had like sleeping areas and stuff.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Everything is
Oh.
metal. Literally everything.
In that case, yeah, I won't do that.
You probably, I imagine you walk in and look at this tiny cramped space, which is like one metal sheet on it, which is A, too small for you, and B, the most unattractive looking bed that you've ever seen. And then
Cool,
just close the door.
I head to the tavern, get a room, and go to sleep.
Okay, pay 1 gold.
You plan to.
Or 21 if you intend to take the door.
No, that was a fleeting fancy. Cool. And I sleep until the morning.
Okay, you guys both fall asleep, or do you do anything during the night?
Kaylin gets a room and goes to sleep.
Okay. And Kai, oh, I guess you're asleep at this point already.
I'm already asleep. Everyone just leave me alone.
You were sleepwalking all the time. Okay, so, Kaylin, you awaken in the morning.
Everyone else is just dead in their
Everyone is
sleep.
dead
But
around
Kaelin
you.
wakes.
In that case, I wake up and kind of stretch, as I've probably been cramped up in a really small bed all night.
I've got
Yeah.
I've got this beautiful image of Kaelin in the smallest room in the world, and the gatekeeper is just crammed into the room with her, and just like, "Hello, boys."
Yeah, Roland.
Yeah.
Roland's actually slept on the floor. Like he uses the mattress as a blanket, and just slept on the floor because the bed was like half the size of him.
Okay.
And
So,
he goes downstairs for breakfast.
Kai, I assume you wake up at some point?
I do indeed. I probably woke up before them. I'm probably already downstairs eating breakfast.
Okay.
As I went to sleep
the
miles
three of you
before.
convene for a hearty breakfast of sausages and some kind of bean which grows locally, and there's big mushrooms and big hunks of bread, and a stain of ale or a pot of home brew, depending on which is to your liking. So yeah, you guys are eating breakfast.
Indeed, I am. My breakfast is Jaffa cakes and nothing else.
I consume delicious herbal brew. I
Okay.
assume this place has herbal brew.
Yeah, well, as I say, yeah.
Good.
As you guys, I said homebrew. I actually meant to say herbal brew. Something entirely different. But yes,
You're just expecting tea, and they've just brought you moonshine, and you're like, ah!
it'll do. At some point, a young-looking dwarf lad comes in. You can tell he's young because his beard is actually quite short, probably about the slightly longer than Josh's. He looks very young, toothless. As you indeed look so youthful, Josh.
This is weird.
This has gotten weird, guys. Anyway,
I'm used to it.
yes, the young dwarf comes in and he's carrying a very large book. And he comes in and says, "Here you go. It's in common."
Excellent. Thank you, my good man. And I tip him with a copper piece.
Okay, cool.
And I immediately set to work reading this book.
He says, "Crag says if you want to get ready for sundown to leave, then that's good."
So, Will, you know, Roland's like history with regards to education. He can smash through this book in a day, can't he?
Yeah. Let's think of a skill which would actually.
It'd just be intelligence saving throw, intelligence check, I would assume.
Let's do. And that wouldn't be interesting. Yeah, just do a flat out intelligence check. Flat out.
10.
Okay. You can grasp the basics of what is required to fly an airship. You know how to start it, but you don't know how to stop it.
Cool, I'll take
Can
it. I don't mention this
I
fact
sort
to
of-
anyone. I will
Can
say,
I roll-
if you were to try and
I
like,
just
read it
wanna
with me, I'd
roll
just
a
kind of put it in the
perception.
middle.
Yes.
Um,
Okay. Oh right. If you put it in the middle, then I am going to straight up try and read it as well. What are we rolling this?
shall I just
Do a flat out
intelligence saving throw?
Saving throw.
What are we rolling? And
Yeah, you rolled a 10. Maltesers are for the lower castes.
I'm so confused. What dice am I rolling to
An
understand what
intelligence
this is?
saving throw. So you go onto your character sheet, and on the left-hand side by your stats, there should be saving throw, just to the right of them.
A 19.
A 19. Yeah, you pretty much know how to fly an airship by the end of the day.
I do indeed.
The intricacies of flight, you know, quick turns and changing pitch and altitude and direction that quickly will obviously not come to you immediately, but you feel
Well, put it to
okay.
you like this: Would I pass my driving test? Do I know how to indicate and signal
no,
that I'm moving into the
Indicating
fast lane?
is just Roland hanging off the edge and waving.
Brilliant.
You're like a 16-year-old who's once driven in his dad's car and reckons that he can pass his driving test because of that. That's essentially what you are.
Ah,
but
so everyone I know under the age of 16.
yeah, so you feel pretty confident. Yeah.
Cool.
So by kind of sundown, you two have been reading the book. Kaylin, what have you been doing?
Drinking copious amounts of alcohol.
Okay.
Because I've got nothing better to do. Bearing in
So
mind they
spend-
seem to be.
Spend a couple of gold pieces on your drinks across the day. So at some point, Kai will kind of have his eureka moment where he finally gets what this is. So what does that
Oh my
look
god!
like?
Oh my god! What? But no, what it looks like is I'm sitting next to Roland and we're studying it, sort of maybe this, and then suddenly Kai just sort of
Turns.
and then turns the book the right way up and goes, "Hold on a minute, this diagram suddenly makes sense." And Roland just. He's so busy staring in bafflement at me, he doesn't...
I imagine
yeah,
Roland's
that's
probably doing what I do when I try and read a really long book in one go, and I'm just sitting there looking at the page, not taking anything in. My brain hurts.
Just Roland's tongue is slowly, like, poking out of his mouth.
To be fair, at odd points, Roland probably gets bored and like wanders off for
Yeah.
a bit of fresh air and comes back. That's probably why one of the main reasons Sky does so much better, because I'm just leaving every like hour for like
Cool.
half an hour. Cool. So we're kind of fast forward end of the day. We're
Yeah.
comfortable on how to fly a ship, and like, has Roland managed to uncover anything about like actual maintenance? Like, if we need to do repairs on the fly, like what powers what?
No, you have no idea.
Okay, brilliant. It's gonna only
What-
go
what-
well.
I mean,
About,
like
Kai, could I essentially
Kai essentially knows how to make one successful flight of an airship. You guys, basically, you've read the chapter on how to fly an airship. You've missed out the other 20 chapters of maintenance, preparation. You know, what to do if X happens. What lever to press if X happens.
Cool. Roland just puts the book away and is just like, if we need anything else,
Kai,
if we
Kai
need
takes
anything
the book
else-
off of him as the one who comprehends it.
How dare you? Yeah, in that case, yeah, I take it. We both got to take the book, and then Roland's like, meh. It's polite and British. Says, well, should we go and see Crag?
I nod.
We go and see Crag, I assume. I assume Kaelin like staggers along with us.
Yep.
Are you drunk at this point, Kaylin?
Yes, Kaylin is rather drunk.
Okay. You kind of.
I just want to throw it out there for the chat that I don't think Beth's ever played a character that's ever been sober
Yeah,
in
literally.
any scene ever.
Tabby
Yeah.
wasn't that bad.
Every single time we went to a scene and you wanted to wait for somebody, she's like, yeah, she goes to the bar. It's like, get help! Even your characters are alcoholics.
The worst thing is I'm currently sat here with a bottle and a half of wine in front of me that I'm slowly drinking, so...
I've already drank half a bottle of wine, so catch
Glitter,
up.
Glitterberry Boys, my non-alcoholic purple glittery drink.
Anyway,
Yes. Yeah,
back
so
on.
so you guys are going to try and find Crag. Eventually you'll be pointed up towards where the smaller airships are, and it would appear that Crag is there, and he has a small team of engineers working on one of these smaller airships for you. He looks to you and smiles as you guys come up, and he says, "Hey, it's not much, but there you go."
Thank you, Greg.
Kai stands there like he knows exactly. He's like sizing it up, like he's about to buy it from like a wheeler dealer. He's like, yeah, no, nice tail rudder. And...
Crag says, "The lads called her Metal Death Trap." And he kind of shrugs his shoulders.
That fills us with so much confidence.
You feel free to name her yourself, but
Wait, sorry. I was trying to do maths.
they named the ship Metal Death Trap. Yeah.
It seems suitable. Does it have any armaments?
He says, shakes his head. No, we stripped them off so you could fly better, and less chance of explosion.
Yeah, Kai nods, and it's just like it's all right. I'm sure Roland appreciates the key. I'm trying to think of like Kai's basically trying to think of long airship sounding words to make himself sound very smart.
The front calibration nodule.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
How are the phalanges? Tell me about the phalanges.
Oh god.
Hey, well, they're quite sturdy. Aye.
Brilliant.
Sturdy.
I look at Roland and I'm just like, why don't you check we've stopped up on why don't you check that we've stopped up on herbal brew? I'll deal with all this.
Roland's got like an actual bag and he's got some water and a kettle and such.
In my head, you've just got a bag that's leaking of just herbal. It's like a Hessian bag.
Canvas bag. Of tea. Yeah, he's got all his supplies. Rona says to Crag, so how long will this trip take?
He shrugs his shoulders. No idea. No one's ever made it.
Well, first time for everything. Mapanatu.
Fodek said to go see him before you leave.
Very well. And Roland heads off to see him.
He says that to the party.
Yeah, I know.
Just so
Yeah,
I don't have control. of the party.
I go.
Kaelin stumbles behind them.
Okay, so you find Fodek still working on his machine, and he has like a workbench, and on top there's several packages which are bound in what looks like some kind of leather or bag type material. And he looks over and says, good. So, you're off to Brasso, yes?
Yes, we are. What did you want to see us for?
Well, Captain Crag says I am not to go myself, and if I can't go myself, then I'll very well make sure you get there on your own. So,
Kai steps forward and sort of says, okay.
Firstly, you're going to need to keep a detailed diary of everything which happens. That's the captain's log. Who's the captain?
Kai raises his hand.
Kai seems to have the best understanding of how these things go.
Yes, detailed logs at all times, and if you reach Brasso, you are to take even more detailed notes of everything that's going on there, especially any machinery and or magicness which is going on I require. And if you bring it back to me, I'll give you a handsome reward. Handsome reward for any information you can bring me on Brasso, okay?
Yes.
Fetch quest. Oh.
And, bring me 10 wolf pelts and I'll...
Fuck my entire life.
He says, and secondly, I have some things for you to make sure you don't all
Die.
Yeah,
Kaelin slurs.
yes, is your friend alright?
She's had a little bit too much herbal brew, I think.
Well, he goes over to his desk and he takes out one of the packages and kind of takes the package off, and inside there is a very large bag which can be slung over one shoulder, and he goes and pops it into Kaelin's hand and says, there.
What is
Kaelin
it?
drops it and then picks it up again and looks inside.
It's just full of Chinaware.
There's nothing inside the bag.
What's this? Why give a girl an empty bag?
It's more than just an empty bag, my drunken companion.
Then what is it?
He says, let me show you. He goes over and finds like a massive hammer, kind of like sledgehammer, which is lying around, and then he finds some like huge gears and stuff which he carries up with both hands, and then
I know what this
he
is.
goes and puts it in the bag, which is clearly does not have the space to or the capacity to fit this inside, and and then puts it in, and then the bag looks exactly the same as it was before.
Oh no. How many of these has he got?
He's just got the one.
Ah, you almost put me in a position where I could break the game.
And he says, "See?"
Cursed.
Kaelin wants to attempt to climb into the bag.
He says, "Stop her quickly! Stop! No,
I hold her.
Guy does nothing to try and stop her.
don't go in there, Missy. Bad idea."
But it's bottomless, and she kind of picks it up and starts putting it over her head.
I stopping her. If she's that committed to her own suicide.
Okay. So, Kaelin, you go inside the bag. She is gone. You can't see her. Kai and Roland.
Is the bag
Kai-
is the bag still there?
Yeah, the bag is there.
Cool.
Kai
I
walks
pick
over.
it up and tie the top.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and put it on.
Kai helps you.
I put it over my shoulder and say thank you.
And he says, well, a couple more things quickly. He unveils another larger... Also, people are really sad that there's no zombies. I'm sorry, guys. We needed more space on the map. They may return at a later point.
Are the zombies in the bag?
Maybe. Yes, they are.
Kaelin has just gone to her death. Again.
So, yeah, Fodek goes to his workbench and he unveils a very large item. It's a suit of scale armor, and it appears to be far too large for a dwarf. It would in fact only fit someone larger than a human, and it has spikes all over it, and it's quite a dark-ish metal, and as he kind of ducks in, looks over to you, Roland, and then he gets the massive hammer and with a almighty swing brings it down upon the armor, and as it does so, his hammer comes kind of flying backwards off of it, and there is no visible dent upon this armor.
Oh.
She says, "Look, adamantite, not bad."
Excellent. What are the I take this and say, is it for me?
Yes, yes, you can take it. No one big enough round here to use it.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Kai-
Will,
Kai
can you send me the
looks-
stats on it, please?
Guy looks at the bag full of kaolin and other stuff, and then looks at the armor full of orc, except not full of orc yet, but
It's half full of
soon
all.
to be full of half orc, half full of half orc. And then, yes, he looked very sad.
He notices this and looks to Kai. And
Kai, my name is Kai.
yes, and he says, yes, 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 one last thing. And he goes into the third package and brings out a long, dark wooden wand. And says, look, here you go. And
Kai
it's
is
got-
handed a stick. Kai is unsure why he is handed a stick. Would I be able to detect that it's magical, or?
Yeah. As
Okay.
you, what do you try and do something magical with it?
I point I pointed at sort of, I don't know, is it I'm gonna say like he's got some untidy stuff around his workshop. He sounds like a bit of a mental case who would have untidy stuff around, and I point this wand at some untidy stuff and cast Unseen Servant, and
Sure.
unbeknownst to people
These-
something just starts moving around.
The magic starts coming back to you far easier. This is a fairly powerful wand.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, and seems to work quite well.
How rare is it?
It's uncommon. It's a +1.
Cool. Okay, thank you very much.
Cool. So, yeah, Fodex says, well then, on your way, and keep that journal.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you again for the armor. And yeah, Will, what is the base statistics on this armor? Because if it's anything less than splint, I don't wear it.
Oh no, it's splint. No, I didn't. Yep, it's splint.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because otherwise my AC is just going down by like 3.
Yeah.
Cool. I wear it.
Cool.
After an hour, I know this because communing.
You mean attunement?
That's what I'm. Is they
Well,
both the
this
same
one
word?
doesn't require attunement anyway.
Really?
Yeah. It needs to
Sweet.
say- if it says attunement, then it needs
Cool.
attuning.
So I have big spiky adamantite armor.
Mhm.
Woo!
Cool.
Boys, I can no longer be critically hit.
Cool. So you are broken now.
Not really. Only a little. Oh god, Kaylin's still in the bag.
Yep.
How long has she been in there for?
Probably in like 10 minutes.
Are you currently wearing the armor?
Have
you put the armor
I
on?
hate to say it, but if she's been in there 10 minutes, she's dead.
Is she?
Not
you
again.
You haven't checked.
There's 10 minutes worth. Okay, rules-wise, there's 10 minutes worth of oxygen in a bag of holding, so she's dead. Okay, yeah. I realizing that she's still there. Open the bag and upend it.
Yeah, Kaelin comes out.
Kaelin's
Does a
out
corpse
the
just dead?
Kaelin comes out spluttering.
like gasping for breath.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I was like, wait a minute, there's a time. Oh god. Okay, so Roland,
She's
yeah,
ever slightly a little bit more sober now.
yeah, and Roland chucks out the bag and then heads towards the airship.
Okay.
Cool. I
Oh yeah, and
stare at Kaelin and laugh.
as you guys go, Fodex says, best not tell anyone you got these things from here, though.
Yes, of
Kai
course.
Kai just looks at me and says, "Got what things?" and just makes his wand disappear.
The wand I gave you.
Kai,
Oh.
Kai holds his hands up as if like, I don't have a wand, and just leaves.
Ah, he's lost it already. And he goes back to his work. So yeah, you guys go back
I
to...
just walk out wearing this massive adamantine spiked helmet. I'm just like, oh, I've had this the entire time.
It was just covered in shit earlier, so you didn't realise.
I do not mention it. I walk straight past Crag and
Yeah, he raises an eyebrow.
I
He
whistle.
doesn't say anything.
I whistle innocently.
So yeah, you guys can get on board your ship.
Get on the hype train.
Yeah.
Cool.
And now we're on board our ship. Can we take a quick break? Because I'm
Yes.
bursting for the toilet.
You may indeed. I will stay and talk to chat.
Awesome. Josh, check
Awesome.
Facebook.
Yes, I'm aware. I've checked.
Okay.
You also messaged me and texted me. I am so aware.
Quote made.
Indeed. Oh, guys. Oh, James is gone as well.
It's okay. We are still together, Josh.
Okay.
Fear not. And chat is with us. Hello, Solus.
Chat is with us. Oh, good. Oh. I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Should I get rid of this random green stuff on my sword? I feel like it's just completely pointless in every way.
Kind of like,
I don't know why it's there.
yeah, a bit rubbish.
I kind of want like a nice leather binding around there, and it looks. I think it would look quite
That
nice.
would look better, yeah.
Yeah,
What kind
exactly.
of blade is it? What would you call that?
It's a short sword, with double edge, and then I comes with a K-bar knife, which is technically is a K-bar sword because it's got because of the hilt, and then it came with 2 throwing knives.
Wow. How much would this all cost?
No, how much would you expect to pay for a knife, a sword, and 2 throwing knives? And they're
I
quite
have no
good
idea.
quality.
I honestly have no idea. Like £100, £200? I don't know.
£60.
£60, really? That's wild.
Yes, I cut quite a nice. That's worrying.
Yeah. That is cool though.
Yes. Yeah. No, I cut some deals at Comic Con, and yeah. Oh God, Comic Con hype. So much Comic Con.
Yeah.
It's just.
Oh yes, Delinear rightly points out Dead Moldark is still here.
Yes.
Inside all
Never
of our
would be
minds.
better, but it's green. Keep it. Oh, okay. Conflict in chat. I've started something.
The flame wars begin. I am with Harkin
Okay.
now. I do think the leather would be cooler, but maybe that's just me.
Yes.
Hello,
James?
boys. Mm-hmm.
James, do we
Opinions?
think
Hello, Forever
Sword?
Player. Good to see you.
I can't
we
hear
think,
you. Say again.
sword? Do you reckon get rid of the random green string that is for some
Yes.
unbeknownst reason attached to it?
Yeah.
It really doesn't go with the rest of the sword. Maybe I should just ponce around with it and infer the wrath of Sword Nut.
Maybe so. Yes, good to see you back, Forever Player, my friend. Great to see you back.
Comic-Con was fantastic, Rachel. It was just mind-blowingly exhausting, and I cannot.
Oh, we still live.
Yeah, cool.
Yes, oh yeah.
We're talking.
I'll be more graceful with my food then.
I'm so tired from it all. I spent all weekend. I didn't get a chance to really get out much and sort of flyer and drum up some more followers for you guys to play with and torture and go into the dungeon with and get killed. But
Happened to me earlier, actually.
yes, Sword Nut says, "Fear my wrath. I fear it, Sword Nut."
Oh, well, Evil DM Bot is correct. If you're enjoying the show, then please follow. If you have a bit
Indeed.
of spare money going and would like us to help us get that website up there, then we're very close to our donation goal. So close, and yet so far.
So far. Other Josh, yes, it was brilliant. It was just very tiring. And just so you know, Rachel, oh, Josh says he likes your hair, James. And Rachel, yeah, it's actually on in October, so you don't have to wait a year. You can come in October. I will be there.
Oh, he may be square.
I will stab you, Will. I won't stab you. I love you.
I know. just
Hello, Beth.
killed your brain. Oh, Beth, you're muted.
Hello.
Shall we?
It seems my dad's arrived again. Hi, Dad.
I did see your mum in the chat list as well.
Oh, joy. Sorry. Hi, Mum.
So we can take that out in post. Right, shall we continue?
Yeah, so after I've eaten my singular Pringle, all that sustains me.
That's all the food Will can afford. He is a student.
One
after all.
Pringle.
That's
I
his
got
dinner.
That was my dinner for a week.
That should be how we drum up donations. Should be like for just £1, £1 a day.
Please.
You can give Will a Pringle.
The Give Will a Pringle fund. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Jesus H. Christ.
So you guys are on an airship. It's not flying yet, though. And you'd like to change that. Kai.
Kai is currently checking mirrors and noticing an absence of mirrors. He's going to find some shiny looking metal that's lying
There were definitely
around.
mirrors in the handbook.
Yeah, it looks
Yes.
like there once were mirrors, but they see some broken glass on the floor.
I find some relatively
edge,
shiny
if you
looking
will.
metal, and I spit on it and give it a good shining, and then I basically I hand one to Kaelin and I hand one to Roland, and I sort of ask them to lean out the windows.
I say, were you expecting a lot of through traffic?
It's, look, I'm not exactly sure. Like, how do you get out of? Are we in like a hangar? I feel like you'd have to be in a hangar to build this.
Yeah, you're in some kind of yeah. Not it's open air, however.
It's like a Spire hangar type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
In which case,
Roland saw some. Is there like a? How big is this ship? Like,
It's not very big. I mean,
from like how long is it? What, a couple of meters?
no, I mean probably more like 10 meters.
Cool. Is there a crow's nest type thing?
Sure, yeah.
I
Kai,
go. I
sorry,
climb
Kai,
up.
I am Kai.
I climb up and sit in the giant, in the horribly out of proportion crow's nest.
Will, could you
Yeah.
sort of describe what this looks like to me?
Yeah.
I can't fathom it.
You're in like a. Do you know kind of gyrocopters? At least the idea of those in sort of Warhammer fiction and other.
Yeah, well, Josh has seen.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what they're like. Similar to that, except they've got it's got no rotating blade above. This obviously fits several people. It's like it's like the bottom part of a zeppelin, except it has no
Okay.
big balloon above. You're encased by metal essentially. And
Does it have a big sail?
no, at the back it has this big core, and it looks like.
Oh, so we're like enclosed in this.
But yeah, you're enclosed in the
Oh, cool.
metal essentially.
This is gonna crash and burn. Total party kill. Cool. Yeah. Roland's pretty much ready to go. Is there like a sleeping area of any sort?
Like I say, there's probably some like metal sheets
Cool.
somewhere.
I claim the least metallic metal thing by plonking my stuff on it.
Well, Kaylin's passed out in the corner somewhere, so.
Cool.
Kai contemplates putting her back in the bag.
I also
and
contemplate
decides
this.
He decides he's too busy.
I was just
Um,
thinking the same thing.
Kai sort of goes, no, I should get on with flying the ship. So yeah, Kai starts to boot up the ship.
Okay.
Roland's kind of scurrying about doing what he can to make sure everything's not on fire.
Okay, Kai, give me an
Can I assist?
Arcana check.
Is this an
Okay.
assist?
You can assist with your limited knowledge.
Mother of God,
You're
we're all
probably
gonna-
assisting with the strength of pulling levers because
Here comes the nat one.
Where are we? Arcana. Okay. Oh my
Nat
god!
20.
Woo! That's impressive. That is
Can I
impressive.
J-turn? I basically I reverse. I pull a J-turn out, and I'm just like, it's all right, boys.
So it,
Kai finds a pair of tinted aviators, and he just slots them on.
so with a there is actually a pair left for you there, so you can
Yeah, brilliant.
put some aviators and some goggles on.
Yeah.
So it lurches to life with a cranky jut and stutter, and then finally kicks into gear, and the engine gets going, and you hear small cogs around you kind of whirring into action, and all sorts of levers start being pulled by Kai, and Kai's telling Roland which ones to pull and which ones to switch around and stuff.
There's a moment where everything is all good, and I look at Roland and I say, completely without irony, I say, "You can be my wingman anytime," and then we just continue onwards.
Roland is sick in his own mouth. You can tell.
There's a so as you kind of pull out and start flying upwards, you look at Crag and you can almost hear him say, "Hey, I actually survive? No,
Might.
definitely not." And then
We're all going to die.
So you guys begin flying upwards. You see where Brasso is roughly, and you start heading upwards. All seems to be going rather well. So what are you guys?
Almost too well.
Almost too well until the total body kill. So what are you guys doing whilst you're on the ship? It's kind of things settle down, and it just becomes a process of steering essentially for Kai.
Cool. Kai goes to sleep.
It's on autopilot.
Kai just Kai wakes up and wonders why no one's at the helm. Kai will just be literally flying unless anyone interrupts him.
Yeah, I'm just kind of getting the feel for my new armor, kind of doing some practice lunges around. Other than that, just kind of mooching. He's probably actually so when we go over the so his whole armor is quite rigid, obviously, and quite heavy. And as we go over the camp of the clandestine, I literally just lob my armor off the edge, kind of in the vain hope that it will land on someone.
Okay. Maybe you hear a scream from below. Maybe it was imagined and just brought upon the winds. But whatever it was, you no longer have your old set of armor on you. Kaylin, what are you up to?
Unconscious?
You're unconscious. Brilliant.
Can I lob her off the edge of the ship as well? She
No,
was in the armor.
cannot.
She was in the...
Geronimo.
Yeah, Caitlin used the armor as a blanket.
Roland's just working out how to break
Caitlin's
this one.
just in it. Yes.
You know we had an elf.
I can suggest you're playing beach volleyball topless. Wow. But yeah, so you start sailing off. So it comes to night time, and Kai, you're getting pretty tired. Do you stay
Roland.
at the... Yeah.
So I was going to say Roland appears by the helm and says, "It's getting awfully late, my good man. I can see to flying for the night."
Kai doesn't. Can I basically, you know how you like email documents to someone? Can I mold arc him the documents to successfully fly on my Crit 20?
No.
Okay. Yes. Kai just says, I could probably do with some shut eye, and he is very reluctant to hand over light controls. He's just adjusted the seat to the right position, but he lets it go, and he
I'm very
sort of hands the
scared.
controls over.
I know that this is going to go really badly.
Okay. So Roland, you're at the helm.
Real quick, Will.
Yeah.
We've got another follower, but it's conditional. You need
I
to do
know.
the best mold arc. Yeah.
Oh.
So you,
When I get that follow, that'll be the first thing you hear me do.
No, you've got to do it to get the follower.
Oh, I have to do it to get the follower.
yes, yes.
Oh, in exchange for your... okay.
Yeah.
So I'll say what. Roland just thinks to himself, "Are we all going to die?"
Yeah. That's
Kai-
Kai just feels the sort of the creepy emanating from the cockpit and dies.
Shall I roll this Arcana check and kill us all?
yeah.
No.
Yes.
Thank you for following Zorana19. I'll give you another one. Yes. Thank you. On a perfect note to follow as the party are going to plunge to their inevitable doom. Right, so Roland, you are captaining the ship. The others have gone to sleep.
Do you want to know what the hilarious thing about this that I've just realised is?
Go on.
This thing crashing into the floor can't kill me because I jump up on 1 HP because I'm a half-orc.
I may just tell you you're dead, to be honest. If you
Yeah.
explode, there is no way you get up on 1 hit point, I'm afraid.
I regret nothing. Cool. What happens? How badly do we die?
Okay, so you're flying the ship. It's pretty quiet, and then you feel a sudden bump, a very solid bump behind, towards the back of the ship, and there's a screeching of metal.
Roland, did you just hit a mountain? What the shit?
I shout, Kai! Help!
Kai wakes up, takes a massive swig of what I'm just going to call whiskey, and you can tell me what it really is, but to me it's whiskey, and I step forward and just shove Roland out of the seat.
I run to the back of the ship and look at what's happened.
There appears to be a very large hole in the back of the ship, and as you look out from behind the hole, you see what appears to be some kind of mountain below you and parts of the ship trailing behind you and hitting into it.
Oh,
It would appear as
fuck's
though you may have ground into it somewhat.
Okay, how big is this hole?
It's probably about the size of your head.
Okay. I
Can
try and
can I-
patch it up?
Kaelin wakes
Can
up.
I quickly say that Kaylin's awake?
Yeah,
You
you-
probably would not have slept through that.
Yeah, you'd awaken from
Exactly,
the torturous screech of metal.
Where is it? Kaylin has mending. Is it too big to mend?
It's not. It would work. Oh yes, because it's a foot. It's a foot by a foot for mending.
And I'm guessing that whether he's
Your
6'8"
head
or not,
isn't
his
big.
head
My head
isn't
is
bigger
not
than
a
a
foot.
foot.
yes.
No, it's in my character backstory. I am 90% head. My head's like 5 foot. No one asked, so I didn't say.
It's canon. Yeah. So, Kaelin, you awaken, and Roland, as you see this screeching of metal, you hear another familiar screeching and a cacophony of sound as and you hear the beating of wings, of many wings, livery wings, all too familiar to you at this point. And one of these flying demon creatures attaches itself to the top of the airship. You can hear it above you, and then more of them start surrounding it. So, can you all roll me initiative? We're going to do a skill challenge.
Can I roll
Yes, you
mending
can. Of
before
course
this
you can.
happens? So
You can
fix
do
the
that.
ship?
You can do that as part of your skill challenge when it
mending
comes to your
doesn't-
turn.
Mending doesn't require the roll of anything. It just happens.
Yeah, you can do that when it's your turn on initiative.
Cool. Okay. Because remember, if we roll higher than you, we might have killed us all by the time you get to mend it.
I can't roll initiative because I've just got a black screen on roll
Yeah,
20.
me too.
Me too. Me too.
Let's take you to a place. Let's just take you over here, back to the previous one where you can actually have tokens to roll.
Oh yes, the previous massacre.
Yes, that's that last successful massacre we all enjoyed so much. Hashtag Moldark family.
16 for Roland.
Thank you, Delinia, for the suspension drum roll for
Free.
skill challenge.
With a nat one.
Free of a nat one, you're just gonna go
You just
last.
fall off the ship.
You
don't
just die. And Kai.
I don't have any. Oh wait, no, there I am. I forgot
go.
I ran off the map. Give me a second.
It happens to you sometimes.
Find my
it's okay.
cowardly self. Does indeed. Where am I? I can't even see my token. Oh, there I am. I'm dead. I forgot.
Will's
I'm
magical
always
realm
dead.
was slow in coming, but it's here now. An 8.
I rolled an 8. Yes.
Okay, so let's quickly remind ourselves of the rules. You can use a skill, any skill from the list which you choose. You can't use the same skill twice in a row, and if one person has used it this round, then you can't use that same skill. For instance, if Roland uses athletics, Kaylin can't use athletics on the same turn. But she can use it next turn, but Roland cannot. So therefore, Roland, it is your turn.
Yeah.
You have just found the ship and you hear the beating of many wings around you and the screeching of claws and these demons. What do you do?
Excellent. I regret building such a poorly optimized character, and then I quickly slam my shield over the gap. As Kaylin's not arrived yet, yeah, I put my shield over the gap in the thing and roll an athletics to hold it against what I'm assuming is the oncoming, just as a million vultures fly into it.
Yep.
Demon vultures.
Dulches.
Immediately a nat 1.
Immediately in that one. Oh wow, we are on it today, guys. Your rolls. That's 2 nat ones. That's 2 nat ones already. That is a failure. As you kind of put your shield there, it's immediately battered away by of thousands of these, hundreds of these things kind of beating at it. Your shield falls back, and several of them start opening the hole even wider outwards, and there are more flooding in, taking it to Kai's turn. You're at the helm at this point, I believe.
Oh god.
You're above a mountain. You can see Brasso just about in the distance. And it's
Okay.
dark, obviously.
Bugger it. What would I need to fly? Would it be Arcana?
Yep.
Yeah.
Delinius is one of his games that's on Stillborn. They rolled 3 consecutive nat ones for initiative.
Fair enough.
That's quite
I,
impressive.
Yes. Can I roll a stealth to hide our airship? Just sneak off when no one's looking. I'm going to roll a. Right, yeah, I'm going to roll an Arcana to basically try and shake them off, and maybe even plow through some of the swarm. On the way. Does it have like a jet at the back or anything like that? Is that what's propelling us? Or...
It appears to have
I have no idea.
It does have like some kind of exhaust system where fire comes
Yeah,
out
is it-
occasionally.
Oh, there is fire. Brilliant. Okay, in which case I'm going to try and sort of burn some of them as I roll.
This is only going to go well, I'm sure.
I
The
want to
phone's
set
ringing. Sorry, I'll be
fire.
back in a second.
It's quite alright, Beth.
So that's a 14.
We'll just murder Beth while she's gone.
Yes.
14.
That's a 14.
That is a success. So yeah, describe what you would like to do, my friend.
So basically, I as I sort of stand there, Roland's gone running back, and I take controls, and I look at all the flashing symbols and stuff, and I'm like, Roland, you broke my fucking ship, and then
Apologies!
I look over my shoulder, and I've seen like some of them sort of coming through the gap, and I'm like, oh no, you fucking don't, and we start. We do a barrel roll because that's the most effective thing to ever do. We do a barrel roll, and whilst we do, the trailing fire that comes out the exhaust just burns a
Shuts in.
swath of them out of the sky.
Awesome, awesome. Kaylin, you are now awake. There appears to be a lot going on, and you're currently... you've kind of fall flat on your face as this turns upside down. And Kai, as you do the barrel roll, you probably have to cling on to the helm because you're literally upside down. So I mean, yeah, it's pretty standing on the ceiling.
That's
So
fine.
that's
Kai would be sensible and wrap because like if it's bolted into the floor,
Yeah.
Kai just wraps his legs round and and Kaelin just falls into the bag and is just lost.
So yeah.
Kaylin's
yeah.
not drunk anymore. She doesn't want to be in the bag. It's a skills roll, isn't it?
Yeah,
Can
So
I,
I can't just roll mending, can I?
Can I? Mending isn't a spell that you need to roll for. I don't believe it's
You
just a
could,
10-minute. It's a 10-minute channel.
Yeah.
Can Roland go out of sequence just to shout something?
Yeah, if you want to say something.
So as Roland like is knocked to the floor with like a vulture stuck in his shield, as Kaelin walks in the room, if that's okay with Kaelin, that she's walking in the room where the
I
hole
was
is.
just passed out in the corner of the room.
Cool. Did you have the? Yeah. Roland shouts, "Put the bag over the hole."
That's literally what I was going to
as a
say.
vulture like is trying to chomp at his arm. He's just like, "Meh." And then
In that case, Kaylin wants to put the bag over the hole.
I guess roll a acrobatics.
Yeah, we're still going
or...
to dex check, so
acrobatics is
see,
the
acrobatics
closest.
would make sense.
Yeah, as I'm doing a barrel roll.
But yes, and I want to roll mending as well to fix the hole.
Ending takes 10
Yeah,
Yeah, it
minutes.
takes 10 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
it takes 1 minute.
Does it?
Yes,
Either way.
cast
Cast
time,
time,
1 minute.
Either way,
minute.
do you have,
Either
do you have,
way,
do
you
you have
don't
10
have full
turns,
time.
Andy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Acrobatics, a 7.
I'll take the nat 1 over that.
A 7, that is not a success. You attempt to fumble with the bag, but it falls from your hands and is off on the floor somewhere.
But the hole is fixed.
No.
Or fixing.
No. It is not. It is now Roland's turn.
Okay, Roland, in his blind panic, I want to use religion in some ways, 'cause I never get to use religion. Roland,
You can pray.
yeah, Roland doesn't really follow any gods, which is weird for a paladin. There's backstory reasons for this, but he kind of just starts calling out for any god to present itself, and it's
Maybe
just like,
maybe you should praise Moldar because it's
Eddie?
kind of a.
any sort of deity out there wanted a new follower. Well, and he rolls a nat 20.
A nat 20, that is impressive.
Does a god speak? Does a god reply?
Okay, so here's what happens. You send out your desperate plea for some kind of divine inspiration in your life, which is so so bereft of any divine, and you actually hear a booming voice, and all of the characters can hear this. It's not just inside your head, and it sounds something like this: "Me help you." And
Would I know this to be who I think it is?
with a nat 20, it sounds like an orc.
Given what I've spent my entire life doing,
Yeah, I mean, well, you obviously wouldn't have heard.
I wouldn't have heard his
person
voice
speak,
before.
but
But I would.
you know what orcs sound like. This is most likely Grumish, the patron of orcs, who has just reached out to you, and as you all guys hear that, it all kind of booms inside your chest. You hear a massive squelching sound from.
As Roland is eviscerated.
From outside, and if you get a chance to peek outside, it looks like maybe half their number have just been eviscerated somehow. They've basically imploded, as if from a mighty blow.
Roland just shouts, "I'll buy that for a copper," and sets about with his swords. He's just abandoned the shield. He's got 2 swords out, and he's just hacking at these vulture things. There's one like going for Kaelin. He just slices it. Cool. Nat 20s when you need them, boys.
Yeah, indeed. Making it Kai's turn.
Kai, just to clarify, like we only did one barrel roll. It's not just we're not just corkscrewing it through.
Well, if you hadn't clarified that, I would have assumed you're just constantly going round.
Yes, exactly. Kai comes back holding the steering wheel. He's now standing in the aft, like I don't know. Kai. Oh God, like I want. Is there a way, like, can I roll other things for flying? Because like, flying's kind of what I need to do. So like, do I
think of something which happens which